Imagine waking up every single day knowing that everything you've been told about investing, about wealth, about power, even about freedom, is, at best, half the story. The market's roaring, the experts shout, news flashes fast, and yet, underneath it all, a gnawing feeling grows. There's something massive happening out there, something no one's talking about, something that could explode your entire approach to money, but the gates are closed. You feel stuck, watching others get the edge while you're left sorting scraps. It is maddening. You've read all the reports, digested the hot takes, swallowed the jargon, attended the webinars that promised wealth and gave you endless noise. Yet the pain is real. The fear of missing out, the frustration of slow moves, the watchful anxiety that every so-called safe investment is paper thin, ready to fall apart the moment the wind shifts. Every headline screams chaos or doom and professional networks, often just echoes of the same tired ideas, looped again with no fresh life. Now stop. Take this moment and feel it. That frustration, that fear, the desperate hunger for something, anything, that could be the key to real change, real growth beyond the playbooks that have become obsolete. That fire burning quietly inside you is the signal. It's the spark that separates those who settle for noise from those who seize unseen opportunity. Because here's the brutal truth no one's telling you. The biggest wealth shift in recent history isn't in stocks, bonds, crypto hype, or real estate bulls. Not in AI chatbots or green energy mega deals. The next revolution in assets is quietly brewing far from the mainstream spotlight. It's an asset class that breaks every old rule, tears down every wall you thought was unbreakable, and yet it's almost invisible, hidden beyond the horizon, waiting only for the bold to reach for it. What if the secret is in the very way we define value? What if we still measure assets by the wrong yardstick, like how traditional markets measure the size of a company by quarterly profits or valuations inflated by hype cycles? What if the real value lies not in what's obvious or conventional, but in what's radical and misunderstood, something so new that the system hasn't even learned how to price it yet? This new asset class is rooted in one core idea: connection, not social media likes. Not buzzwords like community, real connection. The connection of misaligned brilliance, of rare minds and rare visions. For decades, the system has tried to box people in, stamp out uniqueness, churn the individual into uniform shapes: followers, employees, shareholders. But the world is waking up. There are too many cracks, too many failures in this old script, and the few who dare to, simply dare, are building what comes next. Imagine an ecosystem where rare talents don't compete dog eat dog, but instead link up in raw synergy. Imagine turning misfit brilliance into unstoppable forces of creation. Imagine an asset class built not only on capital, but on the power of aligned individuals who act as both network and engine. This isn't theory. It's happening right now, in the underground, the corners where quiet deals and collaborations grow until they ignite. This is the power of the autonomous network, the system the world forgot it needed. It's the infrastructure for exceptional people, founders, investors, visionaries who don't want to play the inherited game, who refuse to wait for permission or the next conference panel. By tapping into this, you stop surviving in someone else's terms and start crafting your own reality, flipping the narrative from scarcity and obedience to freedom and leverage. You become sovereign. Think about what that means for investing. Traditional asset classes have limits that choke innovation. They bind you to fleeting trends, volatile bubbles, and often leave you vulnerable to the whims of slow-moving bureaucracies and opaque gatekeepers. This emerging asset class reshapes those rules. Here, the value isn't in paper or pixels alone. It's in humans, in networks, in trust, in the rare alchemy created when the right minds meet the right resources. How many times have portfolios been decimated not because an asset was bad, but because collective intelligence was missing? because the actors isolated themselves, caught up in conventional wisdom, unable to truly collaborate beyond transactional, shallow connections. The future demands a solution beyond markets filled with guesses, beyond superficial contacts that fade the moment returns dip. What's needed is a network designed from the ground up to honor contrast, embrace diversity of thought, and align fiery wills rather than dull conformity. This network is not about scale or audience size or flashing popularity. It's laser focused on the few who carry the potential to break molds and build new worlds. It offers stability not through rigid rules, but through relentless questioning and transformation. It is patient, playing the game of time, knowing that real change is a long burn. Now imagine being part of that. You have in hand not just capital, but the means to link up with those who refuse to settle, who scorn mediocrity, who carry the kind of ideas that could shake realities and redefine entire industries, but without the right infrastructure, remain lost in noise. Here, power is not about clinging to titles or platforms, but about wielding will. Here, freedom is not promised, it's practiced every day, demanding courage, skepticism, and total commitment. It's no comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. The system offers comfort, but it kills the self it claims to serve. The new asset class is painful. It asks for unlearning, for burning old maps and daring to travel uncharted terrain. But it also promises the liberation that comes when you refuse to be a cog and become instead the engine. For investors watching every metric, this shift means tuning into layers of value beyond what algorithms spit out. It means finding the signals in rare collaboration, spotting the sparks in autonomous alliances, and placing bets on the network effect of brilliance misaligned no more. Risk, yes, is inherent, but so is transformation. This is the game for those who don't just want to grow assets, but to destroy limits. There are heroes in this movement right now, people who no longer accept the system's narrow definitions of value and success. They are building networks without borders, without parties, without false promises of belonging. These aren't ordinary investments. These are the seeds of a future where rarity isn't a curse, but a calling, where the few become the bridge to freedom for the many. This is the pulse beating beneath the quiet markets, beneath the constant noise, a pulse aligned with those to whom silence is unbearable because it screams potential. The real talk, the truth about this emerging asset class, is that it's not for everyone. It's for those ready to burn the old rules, who'd rather design reality than adapt to it, who understand that the greatest wealth isn't in things, but in becoming. If this resonates, it means an inner fire is alive, a signal that you're done settling for the status quo, done accepting processed ideas, done trading potential for convenience. The door is open for those willing to step through, to be sovereign in their will, critical in their thinking, transformative in their acts, selective in their connections, and patient in their vision. Because the power of this new asset class lies in patient revolution, the slow forging of a future where autonomy, alignment, and audacity converge. Do not expect quick riches. Expect the deep, relentless building of a legacy no government or corporation can dictate or destroy. This is the true architecture of freedom in investment, a freedom born from connection, cultivated in fire, and realized through the courage to redefine every limit. Watch closely, stay alert. The noise will try to pull you back into old habits, into safety and sleep. But inside this quiet roar is the future unseen by most, a future where rare individuals stop just dreaming and start creating, where money meets meaning, where investors become builders not of empires tied to flags, but of autonomous, powerful networks that change what's possible forever. This isn't just about winning in markets. It's about winning at life on a level we've forgotten. It's about finally aligning your investments with the truth that progress is a rebellion, and rebellion only thrives where the few find each other. Together, not scattered, not diluted, but strong, sharp, and unstoppable. If you want to be part of this, You need to shed what's comfortable and safe. You need to see that what's next isn't on the front page or in the usual funds. It's hidden beyond noise, in autonomous networks of the rare and exceptional. It's the key that turns frustration into power, fear into clarity, and waiting into relentless becoming. This is the asset class no one is talking about, but from today, you must be the one who does. The time to break free from the system's illusions is now. The moment to discover the real power of investment, rooted in connection, autonomy, and radical alignment, is yours. Don't just watch the future, build it.